Alright, this is Discover Finger Lakes Season 5, Episode 8. And we are here in Arkansas for this episode. We are going to show you the historic town of Rush. And in New York, the Goodleberg Cemetery. Both have very interesting stories to tell. Now, not only that, we're going to have a 5-minute video of Whiskey Hollow Road. And I hope you enjoy this episode. The Rush Historic District is a zinc mining region of the Ozark Mountains in Arkansas, now located within Buffalo National River. The district includes ruins dating from 1880 to 1940. The area was an important part of what became known as the North Arkansas Lead and Zinc District, and played a role in the development of railroads and modern infrastructure in the area. This building here was the Morning Star store today. And this is what it looked like in its heyday. The buildings, structures, and ruins at Rush are the last visible remains of historic zinc mining activity in Arkansas. Of the other mining districts which once stretched across northern Arkansas, only limited debris now marks those sites. Rush is the only area left to retain not only the mines, but also the buildings and structures. Right here you can't really see, but the foundation of the barn, which was the first building built by the Morning Star Company. The animals were essential for hauling people, zinc, ore, and supplies. The Buffalo River was too shallow to barge the ore, and quality roads were few. At the site that would later be called the Morning Star Mine, prospectors John Wolfer, Bob Seltzer, and J. H. McCabe thought they had found silver-bearing ore, when in fact they had discovered zinc. They built this smelter in 1886 to extract the precious metal. The prospectors' dreams of riches were dashed with the smelter's first firing. Legend has it, broke, discouraged, and out of grub, they offered to sell their claim to another prospector for a can of oysters. Although the test for silver was wrong, the smelter remained standing, a symbol of the early mining period. Rich zinc ore discovered in this valley brought hundreds of people here in hopes of fortune. During the late 1800s and early 1900s, miners worked in 15 different mines composing the Rush mining district. In its heyday, more than 2,000 men, women, and children crowded the Rush area, living in tents, shacks, boarding houses, and hotels. Beneath the whir and clang of the mines and mills, communities slept, ate, toiled, and played. Their population sizes ebbed and flowed with the price of zinc. With the onslaught of World War I in 1914, the demand for zinc munition products, bronze and brass shell casings tripled the value of zinc, but as the war ended, so did the boom. A zinc glut folded Russia's operations as quickly as they had started. Although mining continued here on a smaller scale for several more years, the Rush mining boom had played out. And today you will find two trails, a 0.2 mile trail and a 4-mile trail showing the mines. Rush had its own school. Student Helen Lack recalled, the lady teacher taught to the 4th. The man teacher taught the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. All the education that I got was at the Rush School. Working 9 to 10-hour days, miners, laborers, shovelers, hoistermen, drillmen, powdermen, and water boys earned 19 to 35 cents per hour. So if you find yourself in Arkansas, or if you live here, you might want to make a trip to the Rush District and explore this historic landmark for yourself. So here is a short video on an eerie place in New York, near Memphis, New York, called Whiskey Hollow Road. Known as the Kingdom, or eerily Satan's Kingdom. Local legend states that there have been many deaths along Whiskey Hollow Road. This desolate stretch of roadway has allegedly been the host of KKK and satanic cult meetings, both racially motivated killings and satanic sacrifices are rumored to have occurred here. Many of those sacrificed are said to have been children, which would explain why passerbys have reported seeing a bloody child's blanket hanging from a tree, or even the spirits of children wandering around the surrounding woods. A man who was wrongly convicted of murder is said to have been held in a shack on Whiskey Hollow Road at one point. He died in the shack before his execution could be carried out, and his wife hanged herself from a nearby tree. Their ghosts have been seen walking together along the road. If you come to Whiskey Hollow Road, make sure you come in the daytime, because at night they close the road off from visitors. The good thing about Whiskey Hollow Road is it is a bird sanctuary where you can come and watch the birds. Now, one good thing people have talked about is the spring here at Whiskey Hollow Road. They say that the water here is good. So if you decide to come and drive down this short little road full of legends and scary stories, just remember, these are only legends and stories, and you can believe what you want to believe. But I think it's ironic that this place used to be called the Kingdom, or Satan's Kingdom. All right, here we are, Goodleberg Cemetery. Now, I've heard some reason why we're here is because I've heard some very interesting stories about this cemetery. Almost as strange as um, Connecticut Hill, but at least this place is cleaned up a little bit, but there's not really a lot of graves here. So we're going to talk more about the history as we go. Goodleberg Cemetery is located in South Wales, New York. It is an old, inactive village lot whose use has been discontinued. Many of the original settlers of Wales and the surrounding areas are buried here. One of the things that I have heard about this place is that there have been accounts of hellhounds. And British folklore claims that when dogs that are black in color are seen, it could mean death, or the animal could be acting as a type of servant to the devil. When I entered, did you notice I heard the dogs barking? No, I've never seen anything like this before, where headstones are cemented in. I have to wonder if that is because so nobody will destroy them any more than what they are. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. In addition to the evil-looking black dogs that are said to linger in and around the cemetery, there are stories in circulation that claim that there is a curse on the graveyard. It is said that if anything is removed from the area or vandalized in any way, which the person responsible will suffer from extreme levels of misfortune. In some interpretations, it is said that the person will experience physical harm and even death. It has been said that those who have removed items from the graveyard will often return them due to the misfortune experienced while in possession of them. So it is very important that when you come here to respect what is here and don't take anything, and I definitely would not vandalize anything because offenders will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I hope the wind doesn't interfere with this, but there's an interesting story about that pond right there, if that's the right pond. Kind of gruesome, but let me tell you more about it. When it comes to the Goodleberg Cemetery, one of the most popular stories surrounds a doctor that is said to have resided right next to the graveyard. It is said that this doctor specialized in performing abortions that were illegal and unsafe. Many women actually died while getting an abortion done by this particular doctor. The doctor's name was Albert Speaker. It is said that when he disposed of the unborn babies and the women that passed away while under his care. He used this particular cemetery to do so. Now, this is believed to have occurred in the late 1800s and early 1900s. It is also said that bodies were disposed of through means of the pond located near the graveyard. Once bodies were being revealed, it is said that the doctor hung himself in the graveyard. Many claim that the spirits of the mothers wander throughout the graveyard and the woods nearby, and that many babies are seen and heard throughout the area. Well, these two graves right here, they must have been infants. Because one of them says 1884 to 1885. And 1882 to 1892. Young kids. So much like Connecticut Hill Cemetery, but it's taken care of. I've already said that, but it is. A lot of history here. I hope you enjoyed walking with me through this really nice cemetery that's abandoned but still taken care of, but with a story or stories. If you want to see Goodleberg Cemetery, I would highly recommend coming in the day, but do not come at night. Okay, that has been Season 5, Episode 8. I hope you enjoyed every bit of it. I certainly did. Some interesting stuff, huh? At least, not only in New York, there's some good stuff. Arkansas also. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in November.